And joining us now is, of course, Andhra Pradesh's man of the moment, the man who is the incumbent, Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy. Good to see you, Mr. Reddy. The big question, of course, is re-election. Is this even more difficult than what it was in 2019? Then you took out this yatra and challenged Chandrababu Naidu. Now he is challenging you. More difficult being an incumbent compared to an anti-incumbent?
Normal circumstances maybe, Rajdeep, but the fact that we have given good governance, the fact that we have implemented 99% of our manifesto, the fact that we've given almost 270,000 crores of DBT.
Cash transfers to specific groups.
No corruption anywhere. There's no corruption, there's no discrimination.
You said no corruption. I interviewed Chandrababu Naidu. He said specifically there is huge corruption. That if 10 rupees are given through cash assistance on a particular scheme, 100 rupees are pocketed by YSRCP, MLAs, MPs and the Chief Minister. This is his claim. Whether it's a liquor bottle, whether it's any of the cash assistance schemes, the government makes sure a certain percentage goes to their MPs, MLAs.
See, basically what Chandrababu Naidu speaks is out of desperation. But I think you should just hold the mic to the people and ask them straight. See, whatever is that amount which is mentioned, which is promised as schemes, every rupee which is spoken at the topmost level, that is me, is reaching the people, every rupee of it, through DBT. And when that were to be the case, and when so much of money through various schemes is already reached, how can anybody even say things like corruption or discrimination?
See, when you say that so much of money is reaching people, is this money basically, are you effectively trying to bribe the voter? Saying, look, I'm going to give you this cash. For example, YSR, Raitu Bharosa, every farmer will be provided 50,000 financial assistance. You've given various schemes for health, for education, each of which involve cash transfers. The argument made is, if you're going to give cash transfers again and again, then it will be seen by the voter almost as a right that he or she has. You're not providing them productive employment. Is what Andhra Pradesh needs is people to be provided productive employment, not just cash transfers.
No, the most important thing is there's confusion in people's head. Because, what we're trying to do here is comprehensive. Say, for instance, you spoke about farmers. See, how do you help agriculture sector? 50% of the farmers hold less than half hectare. And if these numbers were to go up to 1 hectare, 70% of the farmers come under that category. For them, giving 13,500 rupees every year. We've actually promised 50,000, but we actually gave 67,500 in these 5 years. Every year we give 30,500 as Raitu Bharosa. See, if production cost, 80% of the production cost is supported, then there's an RBK also. It's a comprehensive thing, what we're doing. There is RBK. We have a Raitu Bharosa Kendra in every village. There's a Gram Sachivalayam in every village. For every 60 to 70 houses, there's a volunteer where everybody is handheld. Every scheme delivered without corruption, without discrimination.
Does it end up, though, all these various schemes that you end up doing of financial assistance end up bankrupting the state? And Andhra Pradesh then struggles to meet, to balance its budget, and that has been a criticism. Then you're dependent on the center, which is why Jagan Mohan Reddy has to then go to Delhi and seek support.
The most important thing, Rajdeep, is you need to understand where the money is being spent. See, before one could speak about and one could talk about and say that they are doles or give it different kinds of names, one needs to have clarity as to where this money is being spent, how this money is being spent.
But you've got a 4.42 lakh crore debt. The fact is that you need that kind of money then, and you're dependent on the center.
All these things are governed by certain FRBM norms. No state is permitted or can avail loans beyond a certain limits. Everything is governed and limited by FRBM.
Jagan Mohan Reddy, is it therefore that you believe that you will get re-elected because you've provided, in your view, this direct financial assistance?
No, Rajiv.
Is that your winning card in this election that you believe? Is this a model in a way that you've taken this DBT model, direct benefit transfers, put money, cash in hand? You're not calling it a dole. Others may well say these are freebies, but is this the way you want to win an election?
I think the most important thing you're not understanding is where the money is going, how the money is going. Now we're talking about every government school converted into English medium, every government textbook bilingual, entire schools upgraded through Nadu. Every 6th class onwards, every classroom, IFP panels digitized. Every 8th class student gets a tab. The Byju's content is interconnected into the syllabus. See, it's a whole lot of change where we're talking about TOEFL as a class, as a period, made available to government class children. We're talking about IB, 2025, first class students will now be IB, will now get into IB syllabus. 2035, our children from the state will actually write IB exam in 2035. Every year we upgrade one class. So it's a comprehensive thing where money is being spent.
Are you worried that this will also create inequality? You say you're trying to bridge the unequal nature of our education system, offer TOEFL, IB, even to students from district towns. The flip side is the education infrastructure. Can it cope up with these changes that you want to bring? Because when you referred to this in an interview to me a couple of months ago, people send me videos. Please show Jagan Mohan Reddy in a village in Andhra Pradesh. Can you really handle the kind of English education? Do you have the teachers in place? Jagan Mohan Reddy was trying these education reforms, trumpeting them, but on the ground the situation is different.
Who says so, Rajdeep? I think you should just go to a village, just see what's happening there for yourself before one could say that. You know, the kind of reforms that are taking place. If you were to enter a village today, you would see one Sachivalayam made available in that village. What it offers is 600 types of services at the village level. Every 60, 70 houses there is a volunteer who handholds every villager to to the Sachivalayam, connecting the Sachivalayam to the village. You walk 4 steps, you find a village clinic, which was never there. You walk 4 more steps, you would find an English medium school now, which was never there. You walk 4 more steps, you'll find a Raitu Bharosa Kendra, which was never there, what you'll find now. So all these things would actually improve the growth in the village. See, I'll tell you one thing, Rajdeep. How does a state grow? How does a state grow? See, it's just how much of employment can one create through government? How much of employment can one create through these big companies? Not much. You know what actually drives the economy? It is MSMEs. 2, it is the self-employed sections. And what is self-employed sections? The farming community, which is actually handholds 62% of the labor force, workforce. 62% of the people depend on agriculture. If you do not handhold them, where is the growth going to come from? Number 2, be it the self-employed sections, be it women who are in various self-help groups, be it schemes given to them through banks, through various promotions. If they were to not do something about the rural economy, like buying sheep, like buying cattle, then how will the growth come from? Then, going forward, the self-employed sections, who are these fishermen, these street hawkers, these barbers, these tailors, these auto drivers, if all these people put together contribute to the self-employed sections, which actually constitute to the growth.
I'll come to some of these schemes again in a moment, but if all was so rosy, why have you changed 81 of your MLAs? If all was 151 out of 175, you had a huge victory in 2019. If all is so rosy, if you've changed Andhra Pradesh in the last 5 years, why have you had to change 81 MLAs? Is it local anti-incumbency? Do you concede that maybe the MLAs have not performed? You've changed more than 50% of your MPs as well. Have they not performed?
So basically what Rajdeep is, any political party does their own survey. See, at the topmost level, the anti-incumbency in the government, that is on me. See, that is the driving force today. There is no anti-incumbency in the government or the chief minister. So that's clearly visible, and that's what driving. So when that were to be the reality, there would be some certain element of anti-incumbency on certain number of MLAs or certain number of people.
But as high as 81 means you've changed more than
81
50% of your MLAs have either been switched, their constituency is switched, or you've replaced them.
That means I'm so confident about myself.
So you're asking for votes in your name?
Yes.
You're asking for votes in the name of Jagan Mohan Reddy,
yes,
not necessarily in the names of the MLAs.
Wherever I go, there's only one thing that I ask. This election is not about electing MLAs or MPs. This election is about your future. If you think your future is secured with Jagan, if you think your future would take a better turn with Jagan there, then vote for YSRCP. In fact, we are the only party who says that if you have benefited, if you think there is good governance, only then you vote.
But then it becomes, your critics will say, a one-man show. You're asking for votes in the name of only one man, Jagan Mohan Reddy, because he decides which MLA to drop, which MP to drop. All roads lead to Jagan. Is that not a high-risk formula that you're taking for a regional party?
It's not the question of risk that you're taking, right? It's a question of, it is the governance that you have given. And because I have delivered, people have so much of faith in me. So what is wrong in saying that, yes, the government has delivered. And since the government has delivered, and it was only Jagan that was there at the top of at the helm of the affairs, who actually delivered. So if you want this to continue, it's very important that all the MLAs and MPs be elected.
Because on the other side, you've got an entire alliance now against you, arrayed against you. You've got not just Chandrababu Naidu, you've got the BJP, you've got the Jansena of Pawan Kalyan. Your own sister is become the Andhra Congress president. It seems that everyone has surrounded, encircled Jagan, and the election has become Jagan on one side and everyone else on the other. Is that something you're comfortable with?
That clearly shows, Rajdeep, that that people are scared to come individually. That means there is so much of good governance that took place. There is so much of hope in people, so much of confidence of people in me, that is carrying all these people to come together.
But arithmetically, if they all come together, doesn't it make life more difficult for you when you have to face such a big alliance? Prime Minister Modi is also going to address joint rallies with Chandrababu Naidu?
Basically, Rajdeep, it's going to be bipolar. See, ultimately in a democracy, 50% is what counts. If you get 50% plus, you win.
You got 50% last time. Are you sure you can retain that kind of vote percentage? Given the fact that now you've got Pawan Kalyan, actor with his Kapu vote, Kamma vote with Chandrababu, and the Prime Minister's image, is Mr. Modi, someone with whom you've had a decent relation, he's gone and supported Chandrababu Naidu. What's the message there?
Why should there be any message in anything what anybody does? It's their choice what they do. It's our choice what we do.
But look at one of the issues which the opposition is raising, the issue of three capitals. Chandrababu Naidu says, I invested a lot of energy in making Amravati the capital of Andhra Pradesh, a new greenfield state. Jagan Mohan Reddy comes and says, I don't want Amravati. At best, it's a legislative capital. I'm shifting executive capital to Visakhapatnam, judicial capital to Kurnool. We'll have a three-capital system. It's now stuck in the Supreme Court. Is this the way to function? This is ad hocism at its worst. Look at the cost of not having a proper capital.
See, I think the one thing that you're forgetting is where is Amravati and what is Amravati? See, Amravati is neither in Guntur, Amravati is neither in Vijayawada. It is 40 kilometers away from Vijayawada, 40 kilometers away from Guntur. It's on a barren land. 50,000 acres are procured on a barren land.
Chandrababu Naidu says, I've invested so much in
They
this.
have-
I procured land from the farmers.
Rajdeep.
Now suddenly a chief minister changes the rules. How can a state function like this?
Rajdeep, basically Amaravati is a scam on a barren land. Your cronies and yourself have already procured land. Then you declare the capital there. That's actually the scam which actually took place in Amaravati. And to actually bring in this basic infrastructure like roads, water, electricity, and these kind of things, it costs, according to their own report, 2 crores per acre, which is 1 lakh crores. Where is any state going to get 1 lakh crores to actually put up this basic infrastructure before any buildings could come up?
So are you very clear, if you get re-elected, you will move the capital to Visakhapatnam? That is now a done deal if you get re-elected?
See, the most important thing is, Rajdeep, the people who have spoken about Amaravati, how much did they spend in this 1 lakh crores? Not even 5,000 crores. See, by the time you actually start spending 1 lakh crores, it will take 10 years, 15 years. And by the time, in those 15 years, 1 lakh would actually become 10 lakhs. It would be a dream chasing. Whereas Visakhapatnam is the biggest city in Andhra Pradesh.
So you will make it your capital?
You need to be practical there. You need to be pragmatic in what you're doing. See, Vizag has already got infrastructure. It is the #1 city in the state. It's already got roads, it's already got beautiful airports, it's already got everything that a city needs. Maybe 5-10 years, you would actually see Vizag competing with Hyderabad, Bangalore, or Chennai over the course of next 10 years. Otherwise, you never see a capital which can actually compete with anything.
You and Chandrababu Naidu, it seems to have become very personal. Even during this campaign, it's become very personal, the kind of language you use against each other. And Mr. Naidu claims that this entire incident of you being hit by a stone is drama. For Jagan is trying to create sympathy for himself. Nothing like this happened. Some small stone was thrown. These are his words. And Jagan Mohan Reddy has created this drama to get sympathy. So it's gone down to that level. He claimed that you arrested him wrongfully, sent him to prison. That Jagan Mohan Reddy is running Andhra like a dictator. Anyone who questions him is thrown into prison.
I think the most important thing is, Rajdeep, see the stone what they speak about. Who threw the stone? It was their people who got this, who actually threw the stone.
He denies that.
What are we talking here, Rajdeep? And somebody has the audacity to actually say that. I mean, if Chandrababu Naidu feels so like that, let Chandrababu Naidu stand there. I'll give you the opportunity to throw 10 stones at him at the same speed at which I was hit, each resulting in 3 stitches. And let sympathy come to him.
No, but what explains this? You threw him into jail. State CID threw Chandrababu Naidu into jail in an old case, is what his argument is, that this is all done because you want to finish off any rival. Anyone who speaks out against Jagan Mohan Reddy will be finished in Andhra Pradesh.
See, Rajdeep, it's not, as I've told you, in fact, you asked me the same question before, and I did reply then. See, basically, whether somebody is done wrong or right, it stands the test of the courts. And if the courts have deemed fit that this man be sent into prison for 52 days, then that means he's done something which he should not have done.
He's out on bail.
He's out on bail. But bail is anyway a right which anyway comes to anybody at some point of time. But the very fact that the scams that he has committed has got good enough evidences, sufficient enough evidences, that actually put him behind the bars.
My final point then is you and the center. What is the nature of relationship? For the last 5 years, we've seen in Parliament, outside Parliament, by and large, YSRCP has supported Prime Minister Modi. Now we are told because you've got a strong minority vote here, you don't want to be seen to be on the same side as the Prime Minister. What is the reality of your relationship with the center and the Prime Minister?
I think rather than asking me, Rajdeep, see, they're the people who they're the people who are currently in tie-up with Chandrababu Naidu. So you should ask Chandrababu Naidu and Modi what their relationship is.
He says Mr. Naidu says we are together for development. Both Prime Minister and I want the development of Andhra Pradesh.
So if they are together, it is development. If Jagan and I were to maintain a cordial relationship because I am the Chief Minister and because he is the Prime Minister, then it's for something else.
Would you support the government at the center if, let's say, Mr. Modi is 20 seats short, you have 20 MPs?
See, why do we talk about a hypothetical situation when they're together fighting against me and I'm fighting against them? So where is the question of this hypothetical situation coming up?
This election, your sister, as I said, has been pitted against you. Does that trouble you? Does that leave you dismayed that your legacy is getting fractured? And the Congress party, of which he was the chief minister, has put up the sister, YS Sharmila.
No, what I'm hurt is not because she's contesting. The reason I'm hurt is because she will lose deposits. It pains me the most to see her lose deposits, because what she's done is not right. The very party that has put my father's name in the charge sheet, the very party that has filed these fabricated cases on me. And you know who the petitioners in my case are? None other than Congress and TDP. And today, you know who's driving my sister or the Congress party in the state? None other than Chandrababu Naidu through Revant.
You're making a very serious allegation. You're claiming Chandrababu Naidu and Revant Reddy have propped up YS Sharmila to take you on in Andhra Pradesh.
Absolutely. Congress party is remote controlled by Chandrababu Naidu, as the BJP is being remote controlled by Chandrababu Naidu. Today, Jagan is fighting just not one BJP. He's also fighting the Congress.
What's keeping you going though, Jagan Mohan Reddy? What is the drive that's keeping you going? I'm running virtually, as I said, this battle against the entire armada on the other side. What's keeping you going?
See, the fact is, I think what I strongly believe is God has given me this opportunity to change the lives of so many downtrodden sections, downtrodden people. And what I could do, God's grace, is do that. My dream, my desire is to stay alive after death.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, and we wish you well in this battle against Chandrababu Naidu. We wish him also well. May the best person win.